Alright. Oh, I kind of started like slightly early. That's okay. By the time it actually gets to you guys, it should be about time. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Who's here? Let's see. I'm like more weirdly nervous if there's like less people in stream. I guess like with more I'm able to kind of tune some people out and just kind of focus on less people, but I guess at this point it's like, ooh, okay. I'm seeing that actually no one's here. That's fine. I totally understand that, yeah. Let's see. There we go. Still trying to set up my technical bits here. Do some final tweaks. That looks good. Looks like this will be more chill than I thought. Okay. Let's go back to Discord. I'll be fine. Okay. It's weird because YouTube was telling me like there was gonna be like 2 people, and then I start, and it's like then it has to recalibrate it, and then it's like, oh yeah, well actually there's no one. Yeah, you thought there were 2 people waiting, huh? This is, yeah, psych. Turns out there was 0 that whole time. Okay. Intro music's about to end, so I'll keep going. It won't go for like, I was gonna go for like 2 hours, but I think, oops, I think I'll just go for maybe like a half hour then instead. That's really loud. It's loud in my ears. There we go. Okay. So I got the storyboard. Guess I can play what I got with this old version, and then we'll go from there. It's good I have music, or else this will be even more more awkward. Yeah, so this is like almost completely rewritten. I feel like I still gotta narrate it. Ooh, I should get my script. Let's get that real quick. It's actually in here. Those are my musics. Yoshi Greenwater scripts. Let's see. There we go. Got the script. Let's see. Okay. So there we go. Can't put it there. Can't put it here. Let's see where I can put it. Where I can still see it. There we go. Oh, hey there. I was just trying to figure out where my script was. Hi, Zypher. Will you be here long? I'm just making sure, you know. How long can you stay? Because last time you were like, you can only stay here for like an hour or so. So I want to make sure like to time-wise and figure it out. Yeah, I was saying like I was probably gonna go for maybe like 2 hours to try and get this really done, but yeah, I don't know if it's only us, then I don't know how long I'll be going for, you know. Like an hour? Yeah, it should be. That'll be perfect then. Let's see. So I got I haven't been working on other stuff in between, so I haven't been working on have not worked on this since our last stream last time, so not much has changed. I guess I got a little bit of this going. I got this shot. Guess I can just play it and start from the beginning. So wake up, Derpy wakes up, here's a sound, the door is open, and snakes are brought into the jail to open the door. And then the snakes are now inside with the Derpy, and then they closed, the guard closed the door. So, what's next? I wrote in the script, they have an awkward pause. Then Derpy asks why they're here, and I'm with the queen. Then the villains go into a photograph void, and it explains that the villains remembered how they remembered. They have a change of heart. Okay. Huh. Let's see. It's possible that I might want to do a cut in here. So, yeah, let's do that. Oop, I'm using blue. Have I seen the Dipping on the right side of our place? On the right side? I remember it being like more. There's like a Derpy. If this was the full screen, I remember it being like closer to here-ish. So now is it more like over here-ish now? I definitely placed a block when Derpy was being first like destroyed. I was like, oh no, so I placed a block around there, around her ear. So I placed this little tiny block on like the first day on Friday. Need to see, this is 7.3, this is 7.4. Okay. It's a cut in, so I need to basically, I can take all these frames here, copy, go to next, go inside here, delete that, paste frames, and we should be good. Okay. I know, but it's pretty visible now. Oh, awesome, yeah. Yeah, I heard that the alleged sniper streamer was trying to destroy all the ponies and stuff. Which is weird, because that's like, you know, the entire, you know, point of it all is that it's supposed to be inclusive of like everything's, you know, of everyone else. So these messages are being displayed as well. All their political opinions and everything. It's like why horses don't really have that much politics. Don't have much in way of that, you know. But that's good, it's coming back. So I mean, it's like, it's gonna end, like, probably like today then or something. So I think it was only gonna run for like 3 days. And for like an April Fool's joke, it's probably a bit too late now. I'll be overstaying its welcome, you know. Okay. Let's see, it's probably layered, or... Nope, I call them all regular storyboard layers. I was thinking like if I should have these storyboards be what they are. So each, visually just explaining is that each color here is a different layer. I colored them all in the same visible color here. Not that had to make any sense, but oh well. This is just how I set up my shots now. Add a sync, add an anchor. I've seen some animation files set up like this, and I was like, oh, that seems pretty nice. In a way, you know, you could probably make each each like 5-second shot be its own file. And then at that point, it becomes like you could have like 50 to 100 different files at that point when you could have one giant one, you know. So, and then above it is where I'm gonna put my puppets. It's gonna go here. But if I wanted to turn off the storyboards, I can. Alright, I have to put the storyboards into the folder. Beep, like that. Gotta indent them a little bit. So it'll all be like that. Let's see. I think Derpy should be a little bit smaller here. Guess she'd be sitting. There's no continuity, but it'll be fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, let me know, because otherwise I'm literally talking to myself when you leave. Give me a BRB next time, please. Boop, 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 da, boop. Okay, good. I know that we're gonna cut to like here and she'll look completely different, but that works. Okay. It's fun being a little director here. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's just that if you leave, then there's literally no one else to listen to me. So I was like, I don't know. If someone else was here, then I can like listen and then relay it back to you. But without that, I'm not able to. That won't happen then, you know. Okay. Let's get the timings that they get thrown in, and then okay. So for this shot, what needs to happen is they're now in this position, and then let's see. Then we got awkward pause, and then next thing is Derpy asks why they're here. Okay. So that's the next big thing. Let's put you down here. It appears that I might have drawn these on the wrong layer, so this will be fun to fix this. There we go. Best to fix that before we get too far into this with animation. Or animatic, whatever this is. Okay. So let's have... Let's have a Derpy blink here, so we'll swoosh her down and then remove her eyes. Onion skin so I can see where eyes were. Blink. It's real simple. I think I'll have, I'm not sure at this point which one's gonna be which. This will be the orange or the blue one. So you can talk and figure something out. And this is, I mean, at this point it's like personal, like one-on-one with us, you know. Not to obviously put you too much on the spot. Because if I ask a question, you'll be the only one who's gonna be expected to answer. So yeah, definitely don't get this kind of exclusive treatment with what you're saying of like bigger streamers where they have to divide their attention between what they're doing like a game and trying to talk to everyone. So now we gotta boop, 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 boop. So now I'll blink for like a second. And of course this won't be the final timing of anything. I'll probably go back through and if the puppets timings don't work on, like sometimes I might make something a bit too fast or too slow, and then when I go into puppets of how they work and need more time to, like I didn't anticipate a anticipation frame or a relax frame that wasn't incorporated into here, so lots of small little timing cells. Like the timing has always been evolved over time. Let's do the same thing. We're now, she's winding up, because her next thing is that she's gonna actually go a little bit faster. This is what I mean. Go up a little bit more. We're gonna change her arm into a sort of that. There we go. So now it should be kind of pointing. That was meant to be a zoom. So she's like questioning and saying like, what's up with you guys? And then maybe like another pose to be a bit more super accusatory. But at this point, you're almost like having to think like, am I just animating this? But it's like super simple stick ponies. So I'm not too like, I'm not being married to like any of these poses specifically either. Or it's just like gotta be helpful when I actually go to quote animate it later, you know? Maybe like, oh yeah, this is what I meant to have happen. So it's just kind of getting the feel for it, and then I'll eventually do my puppets, which I don't think I have. Yeah, I don't have it in. Haven't even put them in the file yet. Oop! I hit a button. Okay. Six photos cute, and let's read the big thing. Like, I don't care, you could just make your stream public if you like. Okay. I think personally Patreon supporter could be a rank in Discord. Patreon supporter could be a rank in Discord instead of the whole server for them. What you think? Well, I mean, honestly, I don't know much about Discord before I really said it. Before I made my server, that was my first real server to actually set up, so. Excuse me, a lot of this was very new to me. That I don't know, like any of the regular etiquette or like what really to do to set it up, you know. So if I did something wrong with the Discord, I don't doubt it. Gonna make a little speech bubble. Yeah, so what you're saying of like Patreon supporter could be a rank. I'm just trying to go over it so I can make sure that I understand it, you know. There's a lot more work though. Okay. So yeah, you probably have the right idea, but I'm just not able to be fluent enough to like understand it to realize that it's a good idea. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a little bit of a question. And then she'll hold it for like a little bit. And then maybe go back into a... Well, she'll like close her mouth. And then this will go away. Oh yeah, this should be poppin'. Okay, so that's Derpy in this scene. And then we'll have the snakes as well emote a little bit. Where they can like react. Having them kind of look up a little bit. Follow through. And doing it this way as well, I mean, is just regular storyboarding, but also just like to really like get all the ideas out and trying to like really figure it out with a very low stake amount of, like, if you make a mistake here, you're not going to be spending hours trying to like literally animate all these characters and then realize like, oh wait, maybe Derpy should be over here dynamically, and so a lot of this is trial by error and go like, well, that doesn't work. And with this kind of low fidelity, it's like, oh, that's okay. If we make a mistake, it's like, we just made a dumb drawing. Let's do it again. So I'm trying to figure out what kind of pose I want for these guys. I want them to like maybe like look at each other, but I think the way that they're staged might not fit well. So maybe they can just kind of move their eyes a little bit towards each other. I also have to think like how, again, the puppets are going to work. So like figure out all these problem solvings now. And I feel like I want to do either like a close up of them, and then they let's see. So what's gonna happen is that they're gonna have a dot bubble above them, and then we'll like transition upward, and then they'll become the flannel graph. Trying to get into that pose, or like what that looks like is trying to figure out. Let's see. They draw things too digitally, but I can't figure out what I want in what layer. I would say like, if you have trouble with like what I want in what layer, kind of break it down by like either by object or by like each individual element. So if we can find maybe something, let me go find a file. For the characters, let's see. Face pony, paper pony, maybe, hopefully. Come on. Boop. So this is my base character, so it's not any particular character right now, but each of these are in different layers. And let's turn the green screen off. It's not exactly green screen, but just like, you know, just to get the canvas a color. So yeah, the character is divided into, I mean, this is how Flash works, where you have like way too many different layers, and then each object is its own symbol and character, or puppet and symbol. It's just that you, if it's not an animation, if you have like Photoshop or something kind of style, then you won't have all this extra frames, or have all this other extra motion to it, I guess. But yeah, break it down by object and then decide like where things kind of line up, or how things kind of fit together. Like it might have a skull in the back. Start from the bottom, and then you start adding different pieces on top. So like the eyeball, or pupil, it is its own thing. Eyelashes, cheeks, visible stuff here. Other eyeball. Mouth is its own thing. And it has a whole bunch of different frames that are pre-made. Like we swapped out with different drawings. Neck hair, horn. I think the horn. And then the ear. Yeah, let me know what the detailed question is. I'll try to help you more specifically. But let's see. I'm still stuck on this though. Let's add some time here. So the shot ends at the same time there. A little bit earlier. Here. It's a fairly long shot. Almost 4 seconds. I don't know why. I like to have like shots be like within around 3 to 5 seconds. It helps with the snappy, you know, get the plot moving rather than having too many long shots. Feels like it really drags out the show. Focus on that. So I'm just gonna, especially the eyes, if you want light reflection and whatsoever. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's a little bit different. Let's see. Yeah, that's just regular, just shading, I guess. And with the how to layer that out, I guess do the same way as if it was a stack of pancakes, where you just have different, you know, like a top-down view, or a side view rather. You have like your base color, and then like your mid-tones and your highlights, and then your super high shines, and then glossiness and other stuff. So you get all these different like levels of like what they are. That's sort of what I do, is that it's just kind of break it down by what they are, you know. Like I won't mix a shadow and a highlight on the same layer, you know. So I just kind of break it down that way. I think it's the simplest way to think about it. And it's not like you can't then not have a highlight layer on the bottom and the top, you know. It's like you can, if that's the effect you need, and if you need like a pupil color in between, then that's totally okay too, you know. That by doing it this way doesn't mean that you should also be limited by like, oh, I can't then have a highlight on top, or even like a shadow on top and then another layer, you know. Try to really just look at it. You have a reference, super break it down, and then kind of see like how it breaks down into, like how you break down complicated shapes. You know, I'm making these characters in the most simplest shapes that they are, when they look a lot more complex in the final puppets. You know, not adding every single 3, you know, 9, what is this? 3, 3, 3, 3. So many eyelashes. So I'm not drawing all of that. Same way to do that. I'm gonna play Yoshi on Discord. Yeah. I mean, it's not as creative because I kind of did it last year, but glad you like it. Definitely spent a little more time on the live stream part of it to get the PNG tuber style to work out. That was fun to set up and rig. I think I just kind of made just like one puppet and then just made it to be in 4 pictures of like Yoshi mouth close and then a blink and then mouth open and then blink. Fit them all into tube. It's a lot of vowels in there. Probably spent too long also making the making everything blue, changing all the entire stream layout is also all different as well. Changing every green thing into a blue, which thankfully I already had everything kind of set up from last time as well, so I was able to just replace it this time in with the same assets from last year. So I can do my cheat again, where I just copy frames from last shot, place them back in here, but now I can move the camera, you know, in quotes, where I want it now. There's not really a difference between like an anchor and a comment. Probably like an action script, the way that coding is. We probably think of it as a separate thing, but for animation, it's just like they have it being a literal movie. You know, it's not gonna matter. So we're gonna do some sort of a closer close-up of them. Stage things look like I made it from scratch, which we know is shush that I didn't. But now we got here we go. Be a little bit higher. It's possible that all this setup could like totally not work. Well, let's just go for it. Okay. I'm gonna do the same thing as I did in the city. Where did that go? Cafe City. Story time flaw. Open. Is it working? Oh yeah. You can tell when it's almost gonna crash. That means it's working. Yeah, the only caveat of trying to make these huge files is that they're huge, and then they just like take up so much space, and try to open them can take a bit. Okay, yeah, I made this in a older format because, of course, I made it earlier, a couple years ago, so like some of the features don't exist. Or wait, did I say it was actually, this one's actually newer? I don't know. Let's see. So we got the ref, we got the drawings here, we got the background. Let's get rid of the storyboards and the widescreen. Widescreen, I made it different color. Okay, so I'm gonna recreate this kind of style again. So each shot has a squiggle vision where I've had like a couple different storyboards where there's not too many drawings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 drawings, but then on the top you can see how many different drawings around up here. Way too many. So like every 4, 5, or 6 or whatever, I don't know, I can't count. 100 to 5, so every like 5 or so frames to be a new drawing. So let's see, and I think there's even like a fun little texture on the pen as well. Let's figure out what this is. Is it this one? And it's gotta be this one. Yeah, there it is. So if I want to recreate this, it'll be the, whatever, press Y on my keyboard to get a paintbrush, and then set it to be this style, and then pretty thick to get that going. Oops. Gotta click on the hairline to remove it. Beep. I was for sure it was gonna be maybe, oh I did, oh okay, I'm trying to remember how I did this. It's been a couple years, 2020. Let's see, so I think, I was trying to remember because I had the Fluttograph like visually like kind of bounce in, like the entire screen here would, it was gonna be, it was a snake in the cafe, and then the whole screen box just kind of bounces in. So I was wondering if this would actually show up, but it looks like I made this into a different file. And literally everything else, like this is it. A lot of mongooses. Look at him go. Probably have to redo this guy. There he is. Looks so awkward. I'll have to clean him up a lot. Thank you. I try to choose a good playlist of music. I handpicked them all, so thank you. Appreciate that. I handpicked each music. Okay. Well, that didn't help as much as I thought, so maybe... I think what I'll do is separate this into different symbols. So we'll just kind of have them, like entire, yeah. Let's just animate this, where they kind of start talking, and then the string goes up, and then above them then is this sort of style then. So this will be normal style, and then we'll go into there. So, okay. So snake 1, snake 2, beep, and then the background, which I think I'll just kind of put them into one layer. Doesn't need to be another. Okay. A little bit in, and then we'll start to have them kind of like look up, maybe. That pen got dinner. Burp, burp. And then a little bit into here. Take everything and just kind of drag it down. And then let's have some sort of waviness. Wave that goes across. So this will be like when I'm going to interpret it as the bottom of the flannel graph has some texture. And then one more. I lied, one more. Technically, you won't be able to see the bottom of that. There we go. So that'll be the end of the shot. Beep. And of course, cleanup and everything can come out later. Let's make it a little bit later. I feel like that's always my problem, is that I always make these. Because of course you can do like everything. You can do the entire movie on ones with like, you know, of how many. You just can remove all the extra frames. You don't need it. You don't need these extra timings to, you know, do this. Just kind of slow it down. You know, just remove all the extra fluff. Put the entire movie on ones. You know, of my storyboards. You know, hit all the major points like immediately. You know, it's way too fast. I mean, I could like compress all this into like one on ones, leaving no time in anything. I want to just move this real quick. Let's make this a little bit cleaner. There we go. Okay. And then that'll transition nicely into flannel graph. Okay. I might want to work on this later so I can make sure it's a little bit more thought out so I can have time to try not to entertain you at the same time. So I'm going to skip this, at least for now, and come back to it. Okay. Reading the script. Okay. Okay, so we'll go back to the jail cell. Yep. Blank frame. So we're going to go back to probably this amount of wide shot. we need all of them again. Probably get back to here with this kind of posing. And I'll go back and rename everything as well. Just to keep things moving, you know. Okay, good. Always like to change the camera angle and size, even if it's gonna be basically in the same position as like a previous shot. Still like to kind of have it be just a little bit different. Sometimes it doesn't feel like I literally copy pasted it. It just feels like, oh, it's like it's still gotta feel like it's its own thing. Oop. Select everything. Sounds like it's slightly more close in. Because now we're getting a little bit closer to these characters, and after that big story that we had, that who knows how long this will be. This final graph section could go on for like 30-40 seconds, maybe. So that's why I'm kind of skipping it for now, because I know that's gonna be its own beast. So at least I can kind of go back into here and do this. So I don't feel too comfortable doing that right now. Oop. Wrong button there. Okay. Try to give her a different pose as well. Should also kind of feel it's a little bit. Feel like some time has passed. Okay. Whoop. What am I even pressing? I don't know. I'm trying to save it. We've been doing. Oh. Get me out. Okay. I was like, maybe I pressed this button and it's like completely different. Okay. Great. I have no idea what that was. Cleaned up. Okay. Cool. Next thing that happens is. Okay. I have a giant block of text and I've got like, how far am I in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm like 5.5 lines in out of like 30 or more lines. Oh, great. This is gonna be long. Okay. So let's see. So you're just going to come back from telling a story. Yep. And so they're gonna wrap that up and then come back and then focus back on Derpy. Put the pivot point over here because that's kind of where it's more. And kind of angle back down and feel more closer to there. If that doesn't work, then you just kind of redraw it and go, yep, that doesn't matter. So okay. There we go. I think my keyboard's slightly off. Whenever I stream, like, my hands are in slightly different positions because I don't have a giant mic in front of me, literally blocking my view. So all these little, those mistakes don't usually happen on my own. When I'm off streaming, I'm not doing that all the time. There we go, though. Thankfully, I cleaned my desktop recently, so that's good. I like how it's almost like I'm gonna have it like be like a break the fourth wall where it's like they're all kind of still looking up as that's where their all ideas were up in the metaphorical cloud up, and so now they're all just kind of done. So now they're gonna stop from like looking up to then kind of look back at each other. Nice little. It's not really lampshaded in as much as it being more of a visual. Try and get everything back to normal. Thanks. Okay, good. Next up is shoe wall, derpy wall. Do another blink and let's do it in one motion where she's gonna grab her bag and then offer a muffin to them. So we need a blink here. Yeah, there's some time and place for everything, but I'm trying to figure out whether or not to just go ahead. Because I can have like all these different things be in multiple poses of like she looks down, she's happy, she blinks, she then does all these different things, or try to simplify it into one more, trying to get it into a more closer level of one kind of motion. Which I feel like I'm still starting to, yeah. like, got an idea. Then just gotta grab the bag off her back. Let's try it on the back right now. And then, thank you. Motions are pretty on point. I appreciate that. I'll take it. Thank you. And again, I've been doing these storyboards in this style practically for like 7 or 8 years with these kind of characters, so I feel like I know just the amount of simplicity to like get knowing how many strokes to like convey a emotion that I need. And the fun part is, no matter how good or bad I do this, it won't matter because you won't see it. They're just the sketch layer, so I can make sure that I know what I'm doing for later on. I'll have this be a smear. Where now she's gonna like grab behind her. So I'll have this giant be like grabbing, whooping it around, and then she will present the backpack. Might want to restart because there's a bit too much going on here. A little cheek here. Let the bag out. It was like a flat arm. Like a. Aha. And then let's add some more time. I think it works because I can have her arm be up, which should direct you into like looking at the arm, and then if it was down here, then she had to like grab it and feel like the amount of distance will be like not enough as if it was like more up. So that's my thinking is that if it's higher up here and she needs to like grab all the way back here, if it was like here, then there'd be like boop, just a little bit. Having it up increases the distance so that when I do a smear it'll be like a lot more, and so this can be a little bit more, slightly more interesting to look at. Choosh, choosh. I grabbed her chin. Okay. And then we present the bag, as this is now our new focus. And then add some time. And then we open the bag and grab the muffin out. It's just that simple. So we're gonna try and grab everything here. Go grab all this. Deciding when I go to work again, I won't be able to really watch you at times like this. comma. No. I mean, yeah, now that I have, excuse me, now that I got a job too, it's like, I can't really do my Tuesday and Thursday stream, so I definitely hear you there. So I thought, weekends would be a little bit easier, but I guess it's still always going to be up to chance for you guys. I don't know. Yeah. I'll have to figure this out in animation because I have no clue what this is, how this is gonna work out, but at least I can get this pose here, and then we'll be done. Back should be like way lower to allow for Muffin to take its space. Maybe the not the lid, but like whatever the thing there can like go backwards, and so we'll just have it be big and floppy. That's a bit too slow. Thank you, see you around. I'm just gonna wrap this up, and then I'll be done as well. So thank you so much, Cypher. I super appreciate it. Yeah, if this is gonna be how it's gonna be, then I'll probably kind of stop doing these streams because I don't think there's enough attention for us to do this too reliably, or with a large enough crowd to really warrant it. But this was fun. I like kind of talking through the process as well. Kind of helps. So thank you. Bye bye. Muffin. Alright. What I think about what I'm trying to do is not making by making these private means that I can do whatever I want with the content. I don't want these to be, I don't want the story of this to be leaked and like publicized until like obviously when the video comes out, then people will be surprised about it. So that's the reason I need to private, is so I can keep the story private until I'm ready. But do this as a little gift and special reward for patrons that you guys would like to see where I am, and so trying to start off at the beginning of it, be part of the process, I suppose. But if there's not enough traction with it, then I think I'll just go back to regular little Patreon posts instead. But obviously trying to try it out was the intention of this. So anyway, yeah. Thank you then. Good night then. Okie dokie. I feel like I want to go to an end card even if no one's here. It feels better to wrap it up this way. Anyway, here we go. Okay. See you guys. Yeah. That's my eyeball. Hello. Okay. Bye guys.